Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're demystifying the 369 manifestation method. If you've been seeing these numbers literally everywhere, or maybe just hearing about them online, you are exactly in the right place. We're going to take what might initially seem like pure mysticism and turn it into a clear, actionable guide that'll actually help you reach your goals. Okay, let's just dive right into it. So, what if three simple numbers held the key to the universe? I know. It sounds like an incredibly bold claim, right? But what's really fascinating here is that this wildly popular manifestation technique, well, it isn't just some modern internet trend. It's actually deeply rooted in the lifelong observations and really the obsessions of one of history's absolute greatest and, let's be honest, most eccentric inventors. And that inventor is Nikola Tesla. He placed this profound weight on these specific digits. He famously stated, "If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have the key to the universe." Tesla genuinely believed that these numbers carried incredible energetic and creative power. It's like he saw them as a master activation code for the universal patterns we see all around us in nature, mathematics, and energy. In this explainer, we'll quickly cover the magic of 369, Tesla's key to the universe, the classic daily routine, a few alternative manifestation methods, and finally, some crucial tips for manifesting success. All right, jumping right into parts 1 and 2, the magic of 369 and Tesla's key. According to the sources, each of these numbers actually holds a very specific vibrational meaning. The number 3 represents creation, expression, and a direct link to the divine. 6? Well, 6 stands for inner strength, harmony, and balance. And finally, 9 symbolizes completion, unlocking higher dimensions, and really just releasing that lingering negativity. The crucial takeaway here is that when you combine them, these numbers represent the exact ingredients of energy, frequency, and vibration you need to perfectly align your thoughts with your physical reality. But hey, this isn't just about spiritual energy. There's some hard, practical psychology at work here too. Enter the reticular activating system, or RAS. This is basically the filter in your brain that decides what information to let in and what to just ignore. When you constantly repeat your desires, you're engaging this system. By consciously focusing on your goals multiple times a day, you're literally training your brain's RAS filter to start spotting new opportunities, creative ideas, and resources that align with what you want. It's a total game changer. Moving on to part 3, the classic daily routine. So grab a pen and a journal because this foundational method, created by lightworker Corinne Yee, requires you to physically write down one crystal clear desire. And the sequence is simple, but it is highly intentional. In the morning, right as you wake up, maybe even before that first cup of coffee, you write your affirmation 3 times to set your intention. In the afternoon, you write it 6 times to really amplify that energy. And then, right before you go to sleep at night, even if you're struggling to keep your eyes open, you write it 9 times to basically set it in stone. Now, you might be wondering, how long should this affirmation actually be? Well, the magic number here is 17. According to the teachings of Abraham Hicks, your written manifestation should take exactly 17 seconds to write out. That usually works out to about 2 sentences. Why 17 seconds? Because that is the precise length of time required for your brain to create the energy of a thought and actually start aligning you with what you're claiming. Let's look at how that comes together in a perfect 17-second example. I am so thankful for the universe aligning with me to attract 10,000 pounds into my bank account, bringing with it financial freedom, joy, and excitement into my life. Notice the structure there. It starts with gratitude, I am so thankful. It focuses on a highly specific outcome, the 10,000 pounds, and it finishes with really strong emotional words like freedom, joy, and excitement. The real fuel here is the emotion. You absolutely need to use words that you can truly feel vibrating inside your body as your pen hits the paper. Up next, part 4, alternative manifestation methods. The great thing is, you can totally adopt this whole concept to fit your lifestyle. For instance, the visualization technique just requires holding that vivid feeling of your desire. The scripting method relies on writing out detailed past tense paragraphs, almost like it's already happened. Then there's the speaking method, which is honestly perfect if you've got a long commute. And the gratitude combo that anchors you in abundance by simply having you add 3 things you're incredibly thankful for after every single session. And here is another super popular hack, especially if you're incredibly busy, the alarm approach. So instead of just one goal, you pick 3 things you want to manifest. Then you set 6 alarms on your phone to go off throughout the day.
When the alarm sounds, you just pause for a second and mentally repeat each desire 9 times. It's an amazing way to subtly integrate the practice into a chaotic day, constantly triggering that RAS filter in your brain without having to lug a notebook everywhere you go.
Finally, part 5, tips for manifesting success. Okay, so the absolute first rule here is consistency. You must commit to this practice for at least 33 days. 33 is the most popular duration for a very good reason. Unfortunately, most people quit after just a week or so because they don't see magic instant results. But remember, you are literally reprogramming your brain, and that takes sustained repetition. Missing a day here or there isn't the absolute end of the world, but you really have to maintain that momentum.
To ensure you actually succeed, keep these key pillars in mind. First, be specific. Vague desires are just going to give you vague results. Second, always use the present tense. Third, and honestly, this is where so many people get stuck, you have to detach from the how. Seriously, do not stress over the exact process of how the money or the job or the partner is going to arrive. Focus entirely on the end result and just trust the timing. And lastly, like we just talked about, stay consistent. Repetition is what programs the brain.
Let's quickly compare tenses. If you use a bad affirmation and say something like, I want to be successful and I will find a new job, you're actively signaling to the universe that you lack it right now. You're reinforcing a state of not having. But a good affirmation saying, I am confident, skilled, and successful in my work, well, that claims the success and the skills as a present reality. I am works infinitely better than I will. You must speak and feel as though your desire is completely yours right now. So, are you ready to reprogram your brain and finally align your energy with your deepest goals? The 369 method isn't just about repeatedly writing in a journal. It is about bridging the gap between focused psychology and the fundamental frequencies of nature. If Tesla was right, the keys to the universe are literally sitting right there in your pen. Will you pick it up and write your reality? Keep focusing, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next explainer.